Perfect. Perfect. Alright, so we're back around at Ivor's, and I guess he was inspired by the awesome paint job he put on my Supra, so he decided to touch his up too. And it's not going to be anything crazy, just flat black and all one colour. So he's laid down some thick putty on this side to block it down and scuffed up the rest of it, done the same on this side, so it should look $1 million once it's done. And just a quick update on it, and I'll do another one once he's finished. But yeah,
satin black.
It's gonna look awesome. Alright, so I managed to get a helicoil set, and this is the current contraption I've got going. 16mm ratcheting spanner, extension, some sort of imperial thing, and then that after drilling out to, it was a 10.5mm hole that I drilled, so I can put a 10 by 1.25 helicoil in there. And I don't know what size this, I know it's 1.25 thread pitch, but I don't know what size it is, maybe a 12 or something, but or a 10.5 I guess, judging by the hole that I had to drill. But anyway, I know it looks crooked in the picture, but it's definitely as square as I can get it, I hope, or I'm in trouble, so we'll see what happens. Alright, so crisis averted. Pretty much I got the helicoil into the hole and everything, and it's all good, and the bolt fits and it looks pretty square and straight. But what ended up happening was, so it's a Sunday afternoon, and everybody's seen Luke before, so his dad came to the rescue and had a helicoil kit for a 10 by 1.25 thread pitch, and I went around and grabbed that. So I drilled out the hole to 10.5mm with a dodgy 10mm drill bit, and this god-awful contraption, yeah, it was a miracle this is even close to square. So I drilled that, and I tried to measure it as best I could so that it was the right depth for this, but because it's a tapered hole I couldn't quite get it right, and I was a little short on the depth. So the helicoil I used was a 10mm long helicoil, but this stud whatever bolt was about 15mm long, maybe 14, and so the helicoil wasn't quite long enough, but I mean 10mm enough. It's not holding the whole engine together, it just kind of is. Anyway, so put the helicoil in, snapped it off, put this bolt in, and it bottomed out against the tapered hole that I drilled. So I shaved like 1 1/4 threads off the end of this, and it's just perfect. So yeah, not the best fix ever, and there's probably some aficionados that are crying about me doing this, but yeah, well, it'll have to do, because that sure as hell isn't coming out. I'll have to wait till I change the oil pump to put a new one of those in. So until then, this will do the trick. Alright, so crisis averted. It's got Loctite on it, it's torqued to 34 Newton meters. Belt's on, kind of. Doesn't really look that on down there, because it's not. Anyway, it's on, it's all together. So I think I started this at maybe 1:30, running around trying to find a helicoil. Maybe it was about 2. Anyway, it's like 5:30 now, so yeah, don't over torque bolts, it sucks. Hot tip for anyone with an old car: the old timing case, it's plastic, and the paint wears off these pretty easy, so just go down to Officeworks, get yourself a paint marker, be really gentle, touch it up, and they look just like new. Look at that, bright, colourful, and I only dribbled a little bit on the 10. See the one there? The mark underneath it, that wasn't me. I don't know who did that. Anyway, looks great, so I'm gonna throw it on. Okay, it's the moment of no return, or the point of no return. So, got the timing marks all set up nicely. 1, 2, and then here, balancer. See, it's on 0, and the bolt is in. It's not tight yet, but I'll do that later. So now we can pull our little grenade pin, wherever it is. I can't even see the screen, so I hope you guys can see this, but let's just give it a yank. Hope for the best. Alright, pin's out. I guess. I don't know. It's the first one of those I've ever done, so fingers crossed, and I guess we'll find out when we turn it on. Alright, so I just tightened up the flywheel bolt, and the Toyota instruction manual calls for 324 Newton meters. And unfortunately I don't have a torque wrench that goes that high, so 219 or whatever it was will have to do. And I guess if it falls off, I'll have to spend money and buy a bigger one. But I think that will be perfectly reasonable for now. So yeah, pretty much all I gotta do is throw the rest of the timing case on and chuck on the serpentine belt, air boxes, kick in the kidneys and watch it not work. Perfect. Alright, Supra's all back together now. Just leaving the timing cover off so I can see it when it starts. So time to start it. Big thanks again to Golby Parts for their awesome kit to get the Supra to stop leaking and have good timing. And thanks again to Anastasia for supplying it. She's a good friend. Alright, let's see what we can manage. So we'll just get this window down because it is hot here in Queensland today. Alright, fingers crossed. Oh, beautiful. That's marvellous. Well, I guess I don't have to hand in my mechanics certification just yet. It's a shame I don't have one to hand in regardless, but let's get it all buttoned up and back on the ground. Alright, so the old girl's running perfect. Just taking it for a run now, and it's smooth as silk. Timing's perfect, so must have been a half decent job. So yeah, I don't actually know if I'm taking any videos from inside the car, but this is it. It's exciting stuff.